Welcome to the High-Tech Investments News Report for Week 33. The news report covers some of the many investments projects High-Tech Investments is currently involved in so you can follow our progress. We hope you will enjoy this news feed and look forward to your comments and remarks.
Hi, Bo here, and welcome back to this week's news report. As always, there is plenty of news. Yes, there's plenty of profits. We have some nice details on our copy trading, and we are basically escalating that to all new heights. We are adding new currency pairs, and that's also why we haven't had time to make any new videos for you this week. But there is plenty of good news on multiple fronts. Let's get started. Best place to get started, as always, is with Yieldnodes, because every single week we always have good positive profits, and this is no different from any other weeks. So August started off with 1.4% in week 1. Now week 2 we are at 1.4% yet again, so 2.8. So good so far. Let's see where it's going to take us in the near future. But obviously we are hoping we can make another jump similar to what we did last month. And if we have a look at that, we can see last month was the red one for July. August is now halfway over. And that also means that we are, and the white arrow means that we are slightly above the last 3 months of profit. And hopefully we will also finish up there in the good average area of 6 or 7%, or even better maybe. So let's see. It looks good so far. If we have a look at SAPP, Sapphire coin here, we can also see that the shared masternoding is on a positive note. We are about 4% up return on the investment. So for this particular week, it has gone from 54% last week up to more than 58%. So good development. And that also means that our shared masternoding has gone up by almost 2%, so about 1.8. And plus the overall coin development, which looked to be breaking new all-time highs. It looked like we were going to break into the 700% here. But that just changed in the last day, just before we shot the video. We are now down again at 671%, but still not bad. We know that the Bitcoin has been declining all week, and obviously we're going to have a closer look at it. And that's is also reflected here on the SAPP coin. As you can see, we have a small dip on the graph itself. So it was new all-time high. So last week, and then we had a bit of a dip and then a recovery after this, and that is basically where we are right now. If we have a look at the PNY, we can also see that the return on the investment is up from last week. Last week we were at 97%. Now we're at 106, so obviously improving week on week, which is really nice. The shared masternoding is up by 15% this particular week. So from 670% to 685, so very good development, means more coins for us at the end of the day. Unfortunately, the development that we have seen here, so with a lot of the cryptos, is that they are moving downwards. Unfortunately, we can see that PNY is moving a bit more downwards than many of the other coins right now. And we are now back to a minus 31%. It's not the all-time low. The all-time low was about 50%. Some time back when everything crashed. Obviously we are still hoping and expecting that this will recover over time, so no change here from our side right now. And this is what it looks like. Obviously we had a bit of a retracement, everything started to look positive again, but then in the last week it has gone down once more. And we are back to the same levels as we had back in February 2021, which is very unfortunate, but that's where we stand right now. Beer or Birake, again, return on the investment continues to drop at the moment. So now we're below the 100% mark. And last week we were at 102, 103%. So a few percent less this week. Overall, shared masternoding is still quite good, so we are still looking at 2.8% for the week, which is quite okay. And then the overall coin development is basically status quo, 373% last week, 371 this week. Quite happy with this compared to the overall development of many other coins. And as you can see here, the graph, it looks okay, and it looks like it'll continue to move upwards, and seems to be very strong right now. If we have a look at the Bitcoin and how that has behaved since last week, we were on the rise end of last week here, and we ended up past the 24,000, almost 24,800, and later on they were testing out, so the 25,000 mark. Since then it has gone downwards, and at the time of the video we're doing here, it's about 23,400. So it's taking a bit of a breather. It's going sideways at the moment. Let's see what the next steps will be here. Elevate Pass, profit for week 33. Well, there is a change because the last many weeks we mentioned we had 0.5%. Unfortunately, it has gone in the wrong direction. We are now down to 0.3, which is, to say the least, quite disappointing. We don't understand how in the market that seems to have settled in a bit, can find any more profits. We certainly can see that we are picking up again on our trading, and obviously we also hope that this will be the case for them in the future. 1.3% is very, very low, and we can also see a lot of people within the Telegram groups are not really happy with the results at the moment. The only way that you can pump this up, as we keep mentioning to you, is get other people in here, get your direct commission of 10%, your matrix commission 1.8, and that way you can double or even more, depending on how active and eager you are, of getting in people. Obviously 0.3% per week is still a lot better than putting your money in the bank, so it is not a bad investment at all. So far it's been doing positive results week on week for more than a year now, so overall it's still working, but obviously profit needs to come up a bit. We also have profits coming up. Solar Farm version 1, we did take a cooling period, and the cooling period for the version 1 here goes from 14.28% down to 8%, and then it jumps back up 24 hours later to the 14.28. It's a perfect time to basically go in and sell, and you will see the numbers here, and that's what people seem to have done. We also have Solar Farm 2, and for this particular week we had the Shooting Star, and the Shooting Star is at the max 50%, so towards the panel bonus, and normally it lies between 10 and 50%, so obviously 50% is the highest one we've seen so far. Last week we had 45, so that has also helped some of the results for the week that we're going to have a closer look at. But before we do that, we have some new and exciting news, because obviously the videos we have already sent out, quite a few of them are talking about the solar farm, setting up the Solarverse, setting up the casinos, and we are now close to launch, and the launch should basically be happening at the time that you see this video. It's supposed to happen here on the 18th of August. And it's split into 5 phases, where phase 1 is basically just the beta testing of the Solarverse. And after that, phase 2 and 3 will be games that they will be introducing. And then phase 4 and 5 is the casinos themselves, where you will be able to have slot machines and roulette wheels and so on and so on. And that's going to be quite interesting, because obviously the miners that are already in here should also have part of that bonus back, and maybe that will stabilize the earnings a bit more for us in the future. So let's have a look and see how Solar Farm 2 has done for us. TVL, total value locked, as you can see here, is down by quite a bit. Last week we were still managing that fairly okay, but 22% down in this particular week is a bit of a surprise, especially when we know that they were going to launch this in the very near future. We would have thought that people would have held on to their money a bit longer, but obviously they wanted their profit, and so it is. For our part, we have only been compounding, so ever since we took out last, we are now aiming for the 480 consecutive compounds will give us an additional 30% bonus. And right now you can see the panels owned is up quite nicely, 226%. And also the panel value is now up from 25 to 30 BNB. So 21% increased value this week, which is quite nice because last week it was basically zero from one week to the next. Exchange rate, obviously, again, it's continuing to go up, which is actually a bad idea. But 170% is better than some of the other weeks. If we have a look at the BNB versus the USDT, it is basically a copy-paste again of what we have seen with Bitcoin. So it's not too far off. The week before it was actually having its own life and we had some all-time highs. And now we are back again. So at the time of we're shooting this video, about 308 for 1 BNB. So obviously this follows Bitcoin most of the time and it's not the best time to sell right now. Let's see if the TVL is going to reflect that for the next week. Solar Farm 1 has also done okay, but unfortunately we can see that a lot of people have also decided to sell off. And the previous weeks we have seen quite a stable TVL overall, somewhere within the limitations of 5%. This week it has really dropped, so 24%, so a big hit. On our panels owned, we are up 225% because also here we are compounding. We haven't taken any money out for quite a long time now. The panel value is also up, so 28%, which is great news. But the daily rewards has actually dropped by 10%. And again, that is down to the TVL, so we simply can't keep that up. But obviously we hope that after this part and now with the Solarverse starting here, we were hoping that people are keeping on to their money and see everything grow. But only time can tell on this, obviously. Solar versus BNB, again, it pretty much looks like the Bitcoin and most of the other cryptos. It has been on a slight decline all over the week here, so and there's nothing much else to say about that. Then let's see if this doesn't change once the launch of the Solarverse and the coins are actually getting into real live casinos, real games, things like this. We expect them to jump up over time now. What is not jumping anywhere, and we are certainly not jumping for joy at the moment, is AI marketing. So we continue to have the same issues as we had for the last couple of months now. The first 17 days of August, we can see that it looks like there's still sales. Certainly the marketing budget is being picked up. We are also adding small amounts into the marketing budget to see if the timeline, so within the 24 to 72 hours, is picking up all the ad budgets, and they are obviously, but we cannot see the exact sales. So obviously that's a bit of a concern to us still, and we don't really have any news on that particular part other than we're keeping our robots alive, feeding them just a bit of money until we can hopefully hear something from the AI marketing team. Obviously we have seen so many meetings has been cancelled already, but we're hoping that the one on the 23rd of August will show us some or hear some positive news from AI marketing. And obviously if we get something, we will instantly put it on our website because it is well overdue for something positive. Positive is all about our trading, and we have spent a lot of time and efforts in the past week on new trading currencies that have been added. We have also adjusted the old ones. That is a continuous part. The gold versus USD is out of the drawdown and is back to normal, so it will be interesting to see where we go from here. The silver is still struggling a bit, but we are closing, so might be before the end of the week that we will also see that that drawdown is over. It has been okay, it has been manageable. In the meantime, we have seen especially the British pounds USD has been doing quite well. Also the British pounds AUD is doing tremendously well, and the third British pounds Japanese is also part of the top three here. The US 30 index, definitely it's still on the wrong move, and it might not be, as we mentioned before, the perfect one for the profit retriever. We might set up a second one just to test a few things out. On top of this, we have actually 3 new currencies. Well, we actually have more because they are coming out right now, one at a time. Bitcoin versus USD is a new one. We didn't think that the profit retriever would be good to trade because of the high volatility, but we seem to have found some settings that we have been testing back and forth over long periods of time, 9 to 10 months, and they seem to be quite stable. So they are now running on our live demo accounts, and we'll see what happens with that. The Aussie New Zealand is also one that we can see is extremely stable no matter how we throw it out there. It seems to be making money. Euro USD is the same manner, and it also looks like this is going to be a very good currency in the future. And the most important part of most of these here is that we have a low drawdown all the way around. So hopefully no big surprises. Big surprise of profit retriever for week 32. So obviously this is from last weekend, where we always do the top 5. And as you will see, it's the British pounds versus USD versus Australian versus Japanese that are the top ones. Gold and silver is normally the ones that are taking the top here, but because they were in a drawdown, other ones have taken over, and that's the beauty of trading everything in a portfolio. 9.1% is quite well for the British pounds USD. 8.6 for the British pounds AUD is good and tremendously stable. And then overall total profit of 4.5% for that particular week, $2,264. And that is something that we really like. Alex from Expert Forex has only one video out this week. He is busy taking care of the family in Australia at the moment. So we had a quick email correspondence with him. So this is the only video that is out at the moment. And this video is going back into the strategies and looking closer at the upcoming copy trading and the drawdowns, what exactly you need to pay attention to when you look at these links. And these links are actually here. So this is direct from Expert Forex's page. You don't have to be a premium member to go in and have a look at these numbers and links right now, so you can do that. These links here is not the ones that we have submitted, but they will be added when Alex gets the time. As we mentioned, this is not online yet, so we are just preparing, and there's also no firm dates for when this will be started other than end of August, beginning of September. We still don't know exactly how much the traders that are providing the signals will get. And obviously we don't know either exactly how much the individuals will have to pay for the copy trading. We will most probably provide some feedback on what we believe is reasonable to Alex. So as you can see, we have quite a few different profit retriever EAs currently running, and most of them are doing quite well. They have done several 100% profit, some of them that we have started in the beginning, something like gold and silver, British pounds USD. A lot of these ones have more than doubled the account in the time we have tested them. We are and have submitted the first 10 that you see here with the CT on it, so copy trading. And then the new ones that we have with the Bitcoin, Australian, New Zealand dollars, Euro, USD, we most probably also will put them on once we have done at least a month trading with these ones to make sure that what we have seen in the testing is also what we see live. So we are quite eager to get this underway, of course. So we really like the profit retriever and the way we can sleep at night here, and hopefully the same for many other traders. So this is your opportunity. If you don't want to trade yourself, you definitely have an opportunity to go in and follow some of our signals in the near future. And that's why we are again just reminding you that for the people, because we are trading these on $10,000 accounts, but there is a way that you can actually link into our trading signals, even though you don't have an account or you don't have $10,000. Simply follow Alex's video that we also mentioned last week. So where you can turn $200 into 26,000, and then the robot, it looks like 26,000. You can then go in and trade our signal, which means that also with a drawdown of less than half when you put so much money into one account. And that's what we have done also just to test it. So we have used the link from Alex here to help him out, obviously. And this is a live account with real money where we have turned $200 into 26,000 and a bit. Obviously, we just started off the trading here. It's in a drawdown, as you can see at the moment. It needs to go back up to the line that are here, but we don't really care too much about it. So we know over time it makes good money as long as we have done our homework and for the setups for the robots itself. And that's what we had for you in this week's news report. We hope you enjoyed it. As you can see, as always, there's plenty of profit. There's tons of positive news. And we are very, very excited about the profit retriever, the copy trading, and all the different settings that we now have set up a portfolio. We also have them running live in the background, our own accounts. They are coming up with very good profits also there. So I hope you enjoyed this news report. I hope you're gonna follow the next videos we're gonna do, most probably together with Alex. He's very interested to see what we can do with our signals in the future. And we obviously want to have a chat with him about this whole copy trading once he has time for this. So hope to see you on next week's news report. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed our news report. So please don't forget to like and add your comment below, as we would love to get your feedback. But before you go, make sure you subscribe to the channel and don't forget to keep the notification bell turned on. That way you will never miss any of our future videos. We hope to see you back on this channel very soon.